Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news. The latest IMF forecasts show that the global economy is deteriorating. But first up, American retail sales sagged to a weak 1.5% more than year-ago levels in the last week's same-store trading reports, far less than the inflation effect. All American eyes are now on tomorrow's CPI data, which is expected to come in lower at 5.2% year-on-year and an annualised 2.5% rate from February. If that is the actual result, it will signal good progress in their fight against inflation. In China, consumer inflation has disappeared altogether. March prices were 0.7% higher than year-ago levels and an 18-month low, but they're almost 4% lower than February on an annualised rate basis. That is the second consecutive month of falls. Deflation beckons there. And deflation is already here for Chinese factories. Their producer prices fell 2.5% from year-ago levels, the sixth straight month of retreats. In fact, the March fall from February ran at a 5% annualised rate. It'll be no fun making stuff in China these days. The more orders they get, the tougher it'll be. In EU, retail sales fell in March from year-ago levels and from month-ago levels too, although not as by much as expected. But this data just accentuates the steady decline in retail sales volumes that started there at the start of 2022. In Australia, the RBA pause on its rate hiking program has generated a substantial bump in Australian consumer sentiment, according to a recent survey. The biggest jump was by those who have mortgages. But the new improved level is still low, and Westpac says 2023 will still be lacklustre. As earlier signalled, the IMF today revised its global growth forecast lower to 2.8% from 2.9% in 2023 and to 3% from 3.1% in 2024. They're not optimistic about New Zealand's prospects, although they don't see us falling into a recession. They forecast just 1.1% growth this year, which will fall to a meagre 0.8% next year. Australia is expected to grow 1.8% this year and 1.7% next. All of these levels are about half of the 2022 expansions. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.43% and up 1 basis point. And the price of gold is at $2,005 an ounce, and that's up $17 from this time yesterday. And oil prices are up $1.50 in the US at just under $81.50 a barrel there. The international Brent price has little changed, however, at just on $85 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is again softer against the US dollar, now at 61.9 US cents, and its lowest in a month. Against the Aussie, we've fallen 0.5% to 93.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, we've fallen about 0.5 cent too, now at 56.8 euro cents. That means our trade-weighted index is now at 69.9 and down 40 basis points from this time yesterday, and also a 1-month low. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.